So you don't want to take my bet that Baylor's going to pass for 300 yards on, Oklahoma.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You got to help me with that corner shit.
No, Skylar Thompson can do it. Why can't
he didn't pass for 300. He passed for 213.
He almost did.
No, he passed for 213. That's not almost.
Well, that's more than any. When's the last time a K-State quarterback has passed for that much on Oklahoma?
We could go Josh Freeman. We could go L. Roberson. How far back?
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're diving back into 2000.
Well, you asked.
2008.
You asked.
Okay, well that's almost a decade ago.
But Baylor routine, like he's thrown for 300 yards is what I'm saying, right? So like.
Yeah, no, he has, but they haven't thrown a fourth quarter touchdown pass all year.
No, they suck in the fourth. They suck in the fourth quarter.
That's going to hurt them bad against Oklahoma. That's the one thing Oklahoma is good at is the fourth.
But if they skunk them in the third quarter, then what?
That's a good point.
Golly, Lincoln Riley in third quarters, man.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley's good first, second, and fourth quarter. The third quarter is his kryptonite. Which used to be the exact opposite, didn't it?
No. Because, since Georgia, I just look at third quarters and I say, okay, you're going to win the game here, you're going to lose the game here. So they separate in the third quarter or somebody closes on them in the third quarter. It's the swing quarter for OU football. Like every other quarter we watch, they put the clamps on defensively or they turn it up offensively or some variation of the two. Because in games that they close, like West Virginia, they look great. Games that they don't, against Kansas State, where you literally, you give up 3, you go 3 and out, you give up 7, then you fumble the kickoff return, you give up 7 more. And now you're down 17 where you were just down 1. Or down 18 while you were down 1. So I'm like, I don't know what there is to fix either. That's the other part about this that is frustrating. Because it's not as if Grinch needs to wholesalely change his defense. And I'm not saying that that's what needs to happen. I am saying that the way that they were picked apart is wildly nerve-wracking to you if you're an OU fan. Because it's like, you ran a fake pull power, and that joint worked. You were running stuff that you knew you could get. Not stuff that, it's like we're not running fullback lead. We're not just running power to one side. We're not even just running RPOs. We're running this play against this defense because we know we can destroy this look on this play. And I'm going, oh, God. And that either you could say Courtney Messingham and Chris Klieman are some wizards, which, cool, I'll go with that. North Dakota State, 3 national championships, right? Or Grinch's defense is that simple to pick apart. So which is it?
Could it be both? I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I'll listen to that. Walk that out.
Well, so I think their game plan was unbelievable to start. I do. I think what they did schematically to trick and stop Oklahoma's speed was fantastic. And you can't not be OU and call yourself Speed D and not play the way they do aggressively and all of that. So in turn, you're going to come across teams that use that against you. Now, how do you go about combating that is another thing. And as far as picking the defense apart, as far as Alex Grinch goes, he calls it everybody said how simplistic it was for the secondary. They man you up. Now, obviously, they throw some nice disguised blitzes in there every now and then, but they man you up and just say, we're going to out-athlete you. And that's what they do. Now it's man on man. And I got a report coming later on tonight, early tomorrow morning, I talked to some people, and basically what I was told is the defense prepared for everything, even the fake counter guard lead run play that they ran. They prepared for that. They had seen it before, and it was just they were getting beat man on man, and that was a problem until the fourth quarter. And that's when the first and the fourth quarter, they showed up. The second and third, they took a nap, and they were beat man on man. the whole time. I was told that they were prepared for everything, and it was like they had a mental lapse for 2 quarters, and it cost them the ball game.
I think you hit on a couple things that I kind of want to unpack there. First one was your point about them being prepared for everything that they saw. If they were prepared for everything they saw, they forgot it. Because on that play, because I think I was actually the first person to pull that play and post it to any form of social media, and then it blew up. Because I saw it and I go, oh God! Because you saw Deshaun White,
it was unbelievable.
You saw Deshaun White and Kenneth Murray both flow to the fullback to fill, right? And they're, the guard. If you saw that play before, the will stays home, and instead you had the outside linebacker, the jack, get pushed out of the play by the fake pulling guard. Now, if you saw it and you know what to do, then you know what you're seeing and you make adjustments. The other thing is they were aggressive. They just used their rules against them, which is the mark of really good offense, because you'll remember a few years back when Oklahoma went to Texas Christian and Eric Stryker was still playing outside linebacker, that he lined up in this wide 9 technique to rush the passer, right? So what did TCU do? They widened the splits, knowing that the rule for Eric Stryker was to line up in a 9 technique off of the left tackle. And in so doing, they spread him out to the numbers. And there's too much distance for you to close for you to even make a play on the quarterback from there. So Trayvon Boykin was able to just do what he wanted to do back there because they used their rules against them. And that's what I'm saying about, can you change your defense if you're Grinch? Because if you have a rule for Kenneth Murray Jr. to come flying downfield as soon as he sees a jet motion to his side or a swing pass out release to his side, that ain't gonna change because No, that's what I'm saying. So that's just knowing what you see and using their rules against them, which is remarkable offensive play calling. What we're used to seeing Lincoln do to defenses. He knows what your rules are and he calls plays against them to put you in a trick bag. Because it's not that they weren't playing fast, and it wasn't that they were aggressive. It's that they were over aggressive because that's what they were coached to do. They would slant to one side, and I swear to you, Skylar Thompson had a call where if you see a slant, you call a run play the other way. And they had it dialed up, man. Because the defensive line would slant left, and they would run right. And the defensive line would slant right, and they would run left. And I'm going, Grinch, you're getting cooked. That was the thing that I thought. I didn't see Neville Gallimore, LaRon Stokes, the backers, even the safeties who weren't great, but they ain't been great all year. I didn't see them get beat. I saw Alex Grinch get cooked on a sideline. And I've never seen that. Now, he's also new, right? This is only his, 8th game? 8th game? 7th game? 7-1?
Yes, sir. 8th game. 9th if you count the good old spring game.
And I don't. 7-1. So, he got cooked, right? Because what about that was the kids' problem? Because if they'd seen everything that of the plays that Kansas State ran, and they saw everything, then what got missed in film review? Because they saw everything that everybody else runs, and they played pretty well, right? They beat up on a quarterback that nobody'd seen. I expected Jet Duffy to be able to do something against that defense, and he could do nothing. Next week he lights up Oklahoma State. The next week he lights up Baylor, and that's all the dude you hadn't have any film of. So you have film of Skylar Thompson. You know what they do, and you're gonna tell me that they were coached to stop all this stuff? I don't know about that, man. I understand your sourcing is your sourcing. I'm not meaning to impugn you. I am saying that if they saw it, then Grinch did a bad job of relaying how much of it that they'd seen. Because what I saw is what you saw. Tell me how Alex Grinch didn't get cooked, and tell me how the kids are at fault here.
There's got to be blame on both.
Okay.
I think that the coaches allowed them to get into that mental lapse, and in turn allowed the leaders to allow the team to get into that mental lapse. And I think it's that old trickle down effect, the domino effect. When that starts to happen, it goes all the way down to the bottom, even to the freshmen, and that's where things really started to unravel.
Yeah, man.
So.
Jaden Davis picked a bad day to play like a true freshman.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that dude looked lost, and I hadn't seen him look lost all year.
Even the one play that really, really struck me was, I think it was a 4th and 9, and he was playing the flats, cover 2-ish. The safety had over the top help, but then nobody crossed his face in the flats. So in that, you continue to drop back into your coverage to allow it to be a smaller window, correct? Well, he didn't do that.
No.
He stood there like a statue and let him drop it right over his head.
But I also...
And he would have picked it off, too.
Did you see his eyes? Because I'm looking at his eyes, right?
No, yeah, he was looking inside the
right,
whole time.
So he saw something there that gave him pause.
Yep.
Right? And
but what was it? What was it?
Well,
I tried watching it again.
See, and
I was like, what is he looking at?
That's the crappy part of the TV copy here, because I think from end zone film we'd be able to just identify what it is he thought he saw, because he got a fake look. I mean, because they were all chasing Ghost in the secondary. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
They were all Sam Darnolding.
No, but I mean that's real though. Like that's real.
I know, but it's just a running joke now.
Oh,
because he said it.
Because I mean, they're the Pats are that good. Their secondary is just that good. So
yeah, ask Baker.
Yeah, man. A couple more points about Kansas State, then we'll move on. I promise.
Yeah, well, do y'all fans want to really talk about K-State some more?
Yeah, well,
we have to. We have to.
Nobody's listening. No, nobody's listening.
No, no, they will.
This is me and you.
Especially when we start talking recruiting, because it's going to be pretty fun when we do that.
Oh, good God! So. Yeah, I got some intel. You got some intel, and I got some questions for you that are just I'm gonna do that thing where I just twist you up a little bit. It's gonna be fun. I promise.
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna to do that thing that we do sometimes where I have to actually cut it out of the podcast. Although I might, and then just put the ad reel over the top of it.
No, hey, go for it.
Okay.
You are now listening to.
Right. We'll be right back.
What the hell?
Right. No. All right. So, following the game, the question that most people had that was germane outside of was it forced touching, which I hate, was Lincoln. You're up 10-0. You have a lead. Why aren't you handing the ball to the backs? Because I get playing from behind. We all get playing from behind, right? And they know you got to throw it, and they're planning on you throwing it now. So you're in a bind there. You have to throw it, and they're planning on it. Or you could do some lead draw stuff, but we don't have any lead draws in Lincoln Riley's playbook. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
There's not a draw play in there.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so like I was thinking about that the other day going, could he have run the ball if he wanted to down? Yeah, you need a lead draw. You need a play action draw, or you need something where it looks like you're going to throw and have people back off so that you can give Trey Sermon, Ramondre Stevenson, TJ Pledger, any one of those guys, Kennedy Brooks, an opportunity to run with the ball. But up 10, why aren't you just handing the ball to the backs? And it's easy to say now because if Hurts has the data he has and they win by 40, 395 with 96, we're not asking that question except when we are, because there were lots of people that I absolutely dunked on when they're like, yo, man, why didn't Trey Sermon get carries in the Texas game? I'm going, they won. Like, what are we talking about? And that works until you lose. So what do you think?
I think they need to get the ball to the running backs more. I think that, look, you're asking for Jalen Hurts to get hurt. And I say that not using a pun. You literally are asking him to get injured. I unmuted my headset, and I sound different now, which is a good or bad thing. I don't know.
You sound different to yourself. You don't sound different to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, so I guess the point being is that, yeah, they do. They have to give they have two of the best running backs in all of college football, and they used them 6 times. And I get, he says that, well, we were down. Yes, you were down in the third quarter. What about the first and second quarter when you completely neglected the running backs as well? You were up 10-0.
I feel like you're just.
And I think you just said that just a second ago.
Yeah,
so I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like when you're up 10-0, why not a step? That just okay. The one thing you want to do against K-State always is what? Be physical and establish your physicality, because if you don't, they're going to. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
and you allowed them to do that when you started neglecting the run game. Yes, Jalen Hurts looked good. He did. He threw the ball well. But you can't win ball games doing that. And those play action passes, What are they faking to? All right.
Finish,
Oh, okay. It's not a phone call.
yeah,
Gotcha.
finish the point after the break. Kendra just letting us know we got to go to break. All right.
Okay.
Give me a second.